Well, hello. You have found the channel of Jer Bear. Mm. Hey guys, how's it going? It is officially 3 o'clock. I hope you're all doing well, having a wonderful week. Or I at least hope that your week last week was good. My name is Jared Fuller, aka the Jer Bear. Today's date is Sunday, March 5th, 2023. Dad and Amy are both out in the kitchen talking amongst one another. Amy is coming back into the living room off camera. Hello, Amy.
Hello, Jared. And
Dad, Dad is doing the dishes because well, the dishes need done. I was actually going to do them, but he says, no, I'll take over. You do your Sunday video. I'll, take over. Chat log is open for those of you who are subscribers. Come on in, govern yourselves accordingly and maintain civility. Otherwise, I give you the fuck off boot into purple oblivion. Just like I always do, and I don't have a problem doing. But yeah, come on in, join the conversation. I hope you've all been doing well. There's lots to go over this week. Adjust the volume here. Just 1 second. Okay. So there is a lot to talk about this week. So my mom had an appointment in Ann Arbor on March 2nd, which, by the way, was the 34th anniversary of my diagnosis with Wilms tumor. I didn't put together a special video. I had made a quick post in the community tab section on this channel. I didn't want to go out and make a special video for the occasion because it's really, I did it last year, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like doing it this year with mom's diagnosis. I just didn't feel the need to put together a video to talk about that because everybody is pretty much already well aware of my story. And furthermore, they just don't give a fuck, which I don't care. You don't have to care. But I was in Ann Arbor on March 2nd because mom had asked me to take her. I didn't take my vehicle. We took her friend's vehicle down there. I drove a Blazer for the first time. I've never driven a Blazer in my life. So my mom was presented with a couple of options because for those of you who may not know this, my mom was recently diagnosed with bladder cancer, and she was presented with a couple of options from the oncologist. His name is Dr. Montgomery. And the options were she could have the chemo and radiation, or as they recommended, she have a surgery to remove the bladder plus the chemo and radiation. I guess they call it immunotherapy. And she would have to have a stoma, which would be on the outside of, it would go on the inside of her body, but it would be hanging on the outside. And it would take about 6 to 8 hours to do that surgery. My mom, because she is on the heavy side, so it would take about that long to do the surgery. And so mom decided that she wants to just do the chemo and the radiation. I held it together for most of the day. I'm trying to keep it together. I'm trying to have my sense of humor intact. Matter of fact, we were sitting in the room and they gave my mom a cup for a urine sample and she had to fill out some paperwork. And she says, I'm not sure what to do. I don't, and I think what she meant was, I'm not sure what to do in terms of, do I fill this out now and then take it up? Or do I wait until they call me back to fill out the paperwork? And jokingly, I was referring to the urine sample. I said, well, gee, mom, all you got to do is point name, and it was funny. It got her to laugh. It cheered her up a little bit. And, that was the point. That was the idea. But, and I held it together for the entirety of the day. And then I got home that night and I went in my room, shut my door, and the levee had broken on my emotions. I broke down crying like a baby. Dad must have heard me through my bedroom door, or you told Dad. And Dad says, what's wrong? And Dad thought that it was flashbacks from my own cancer, which I don't cry about stuff like that. And then, yeah, I know that, but that's not what it was. And then Dad came in and he consoled me because I broke down crying on him. And it's because I'm worried about mom. but it had nothing to do. I never cry when it comes to having flashback. That I deal with that on my own.
Oh, okay.
But I never cry about flashbacks. It's because of what's going on with mom. I'm just really upset. And I had made a post on Facebook. Parents spend their lifetime wishing that it would never be their kid to go through that. And here I am wishing it was me again instead of my mom. Or even if it was my dad going through that, I would always wish that for me first before my parents because I'd already been through it. And I don't know. I'm really upset because my mom has to go through this, but I'm remaining hopeful that the chemo and the radiation is going to work. Um, it's gonna. I know what chemo. I know what the treatment's going to do to her. The person she's living with, he's not in the loop. He had made that abundantly clear that he just doesn't know what that's going to do, and I had to have that talk with him, and I have to prepare him for that. It's gonna be rough on my mom. She's gonna be sick a lot. She may potentially lose her hair. She may potentially, well, she might. I would say it's a pretty good bet that she's gonna lose weight. There's gonna be discoloration around her eyes. She's gonna be moody a lot of the time. Of course, I mean, if you know my mom is always moody, but, the chemo the treatment is gonna have a profound impact on her daily life, and I try to explain this without my voice cracking because it just pisses me off that she's gotta go through this, and I'm still upset about it, and I'm always gonna be upset until I know that she's gonna be okay, and the oncologist had asked me, he says, "Well, is there any questions that you have for me?" And my only question was, "Is my mom gonna be okay?" And it sounds promising. Um, he says that, we're gonna take good care of her, and, it's something that, I mean, he's really confident about it. Um, but that's the situation with mom. I wanted to make sure I got this, detail out of the way, but I am upset about it. I'm really pissed because it's my mom going through this shit. And, it had nothing to do with me. I mean, March 2nd, yes, March 2nd was the day that I was diagnosed with Wilms, but on that day, it was about my mom. And I had told everybody on my Facebook, yes, today is the day I was diagnosed. 34 years ago today, I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor, but don't make it about me, please. Instead of making it about me, repurpose your congratulatory statements and find a page of a kid fighting cancer. Focus on them. Um, Open your heart to the families who have had to bury children as a result of cancer. Open your hearts to the parents of kids who are fighting, and especially open your hearts to the parents of kids who survived. Don't make it about me. Nobody cares. Nobody should care. Make it about other people. And so that was my pledge to all of my friends on Facebook. If you were a friend of mine on Facebook, you read the post. But I did post a picture of my mother and I sitting next to one another, and we were smiling. We had to wear the COVID masks, but we were smiling because my mom and I have never actually had a picture taken together. I wish the occasion would have been on a better momentous, thing point, I guess. Not at a fucking oncology clinic, but it is what it is all the kids say. But I'm just trying to remain confident and hopeful that my mom is gonna be okay and she's gonna pull through this. Um, but having a mouth doesn't mean much of anything, but it doesn't mean much of anything when you're fighting a sickness, and you should know that of all people. I understand that, but what I'm saying is having an attitude doesn't amount to much, and you know this. You've had to watch me go through this. But she has asked questions. She's asked a lot of questions, and on the way back home, um, she was having second thoughts. She was having her doubts. Did I make the right decision? Well, I can't make that decision for her. I'm not going through this again. She's going through it. She has to make that decision. I can't make decisions for her, and she keeps asking me, "Did I make the right choice? Did I Mom, I can't tell you. I don't know. I mean, you were presented with those options and you had to make a choice. I can't make that choice for you, and I can't tell you whether or not you made the best choice. I don't know.
And it's not like you could make your choice, Jared.
No, I couldn't make my own
Because you were
choice.
a baby. That's different. I'm a grown up lady. She can make her own decisions.
But
You don't wanna make it
she's
for her.
she's having and I understand what she's saying because she said that it was nice to have a fresh set of ears, you know,
Yeah.
to get but at the end of the day, our opinions are just opinions. They don't matter. You have to do what's best for you, and I told her that. Don't worry about what everybody else thinks. You gotta do what's best for mom. And, I mean, I get what she's saying, you know, it's nice to have a fresh set of ears because then that way you can give your input and it will help me make a clear decision on what I'd like to do. But again, at the end of the day, that's not our decision to make. She's gotta do what's best for her. She's having second doubts, and I wish she wouldn't because, you know, what's not to say that she did have the surgery and she could have faced even more harsher, severe consequences as a result of the surgery. There's always that to think about.
That 8-hour surgery,
Anywhere from 6 to 8 hours,
a long time.
and it's a very long time to be under the knife, but it's because of my mom has a weight issue, and that's why it's gonna take long. And the oncologist, being as civil and as cogent as possible, tried to explain to my mom in the nicest way he could, and in a friendly way, "It's because of your size." And mom being mom, "Well, just say it, I'm fat." It's like, "Mom, can we just cut the shit for a minute? Just stop with the semantics on the words. Just listen to what the guy has to say, you know? These are your options." And but I'm sitting there and I'm just kinda, looking around, noticing the sharps containers and when they check your ears for wax and they, shine the light in your eyes, it's like deja vu all fucking over again because I'm so familiar with that setting. I've seen it most of my life. And
And you could explain to your mom
yeah,
too, because she,
there's nothing to explain to mom. She's seen that with me though, dad. You keep forgetting. You guys were there when I had to go through that. There's nothing I need to explain that you guys already don't know.
or she may ask you how
Um,
you feel. I mean,
how could I don't remember.
from your own opinion, you know what, or your own, hey, you know what.
Yeah,
it
I
is.
know.
She knows
I
what
know.
it is.
But anyway, it was my mom's decision to make, and I couldn't make it for her. And nobody can make it for her. And after we left, I mean, the whole way home from Ann Arbor all the way back to Chesaning, she was just having doubts. I just hope I made the right decision. I mean, even now she'll message me on occasion and well, I hope I hope I made the right decision. I hope I did this. I blah 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 blah. Well, I don't know, mom. I can't answer that for you. It's like with you. If you had to make a decision
That's my,
regarding your health, it doesn't matter what I think.
my decision,
It's not happening to me.
right?
I mean, I know you want to hear what's going, or you want me to hear what's going on, and kind of form my own opinions and ask questions. But ultimately,
That can only be your mind that's going to make
yeah,
it.
but ultimately, it's your decision. I can't make that for you. But anyway, I just wanted to get that out there because it's been bothering me for even before I had taken her to Ann Arbor. It's been bothering me. It's been weighing heavily on me for the past week and a half.
I mean, we've been down the bar
Um,
often.
and I broke down crying on dad that night. And, I'd go down to the bar and have a few beers and just kind of unwind a little bit and think about things. Although I know that drinking is not the answer. I don't do it every day. So please don't email and text me and message me and come into my chat log saying, "Oh, Jared, you're an alcoholic." Fuck you. I'm not an alcoholic.
You have
I
one,
just need to unwind once in a
you
while.
have one kidney. Oh, you
Yeah, I know
Bad for you. You know what?
a lot of things are bad, but anyway, I don't need the lecture on, oh, don't drink and drinking's not the answer. Just save the pep talks. I don't need them. I'm a grown ass man. Um, but I do appreciate the concern, but just please let me do me. You do you, I'll do me. Um, but yeah, I really, I'm just struggling with this and I'm scared for my mom. In the beginning, it's like, well, I don't want to jump the gun and get worked up because it may not be nothing. But as it turns out, it's not nothing, it's something. Chemo and radiation is not trivial.
Hopefully they can take care of the
Yes, and
situation.
it's not trivial.
Right.
Treatment is not a very small, minuscule thing. Treatment changes you. It fucks your body up royally. If you've never had to live that reality, if you've never had to watch your child go through something like that, you don't know you don't know the half of it. You don't even know a fraction of it.
It would actually freak people out, Jared, if they seen it.
Now who's calling me?
It would actually freak people out.
Oh, no, can't accept it. No, I'm gonna have to shut my phone off.
Or put it on vibrate,
Um,
silent and vibrate.
yeah, I didn't think of that. It was a friend of mine.
Because that's what I have mine on.
I can't
silent.
answer calls right now. I'm doing my live stream. Sorry.
Maybe they've seen it or
Um,
whatever.
well, no, they're not. They don't know that I'm live, is what it is. A lot of people don't know that I'm doing my live stream, so I'm just gonna have to put it on vibrate. No, I can't answer your call right now. I'm sorry, but anyway, that was the main thing I wanted to get out there in this week's Sunday video. I'm doing what I got to do to not lose my sanity, and I am trying to remain hopeful. It's a beautiful day outside. The sun is shining. It's almost 50 degrees. You know, we just had another winter storm on, what was it, Friday?
Saturday.
Yesterday?
Friday.
It was Friday.
Friday night.
It was Friday. We got hit with a heavy snowstorm, and today it's almost 50 degrees. So that snow is going bye-bye, which is fine because it's beautiful outside. It's beautiful outside. The sun's shining. It's warm. Couldn't ask for a better day. But I'm trying to remain hopeful, guys, and I'm sticking in there. I'm hanging in there. I'm sticking in there. I'm hanging in there. I'm just doing what I got to do. I don't know where the sticking part came in. I don't know. I'm just not with it this week. But a lot's been happening. Dad, how was your week?
Going good so far. I mean,
Last week.
last week was all right. Didn't care for the snow, but hey, it is what it is.
It's Michigan. We're gonna get snow.
My doctor's appointment went good. I won't know nothing until the 14th about my CT scan. If you've never had that dye run through you, oh, that's bad.
I have had dye going through me because I've
You're gonna piss yourself.
not with me. I had a CT scan done and I felt like I was dying. I thought I was gonna pass out.
I said I would get sick if I felt like I was gonna throw up stuff.
Yeah.
They'd come running up.
That's why
I laid on that bed and it went through my body, went almost to my ass. And man, that felt like my ass was on fire.
well, here's the thing. I know I gotta re-register. I have to reapply for a family doctor pretty soon because I didn't know that after years of inactivity, is what they call it, that my PCP will drop me. So now I have to reapply for one. But when I do get the physical, as they call a physical, I am never getting a CT scan done. I'm never doing it again because the last time I had a CT scan done, I thought I was going to die. I felt sick, like I was going to throw up and I couldn't. And then I felt like I was just going to pass out altogether. I couldn't eat. I didn't have energy. I was devoid of any kind of energy to move, kind of like COVID. But I'm not going to do it ever again. I'm not having a CT scan done. Well, what it is when they put the IV in me, they fucking blew a blood vein, and then they continued with the dye or the iodine or whatever the fuck they put in me.
They got mine
And I don't even like IVs, but I'm telling them I'm not getting a CT scan. You're going to have to not order that because I'm not doing it. I'll do labs, which I'm not a fan of needles, but what the hell? I'll do labs, I'll do ultrasounds, x-rays. I'll do all that, but CT scans? No. I'll fight them tooth and nail on that, and I don't give a shit. I will fight them on that. And I had this talk, I think it was a couple weeks ago. Someone had tried to compare. Well, because here's the thing. I mentioned on Facebook that I had to get a physical done. And I talked about this before. And in my view, you might as well just call it a cancer checkup, because all of the examinations that they do on me, it's very similar to a cancer checkup. It's no different. So for me, in my view, you might as well just call it a cancer checkup. Well, there were people who were getting all hot-headed on Facebook and, oh, well, not everybody who gets a physical has cancer. I didn't fucking say that. And if you would read very carefully in English, because English is my only language, if you would read carefully, you would know what the fuck I said. I should not have to then go through the post and explain to people. It's like, what are you talking about? I didn't say that everybody who has a physical has cancer. I never said that one fucking time. And I got annoyed with it. And it's like, you know what? If you don't understand even something as simple as what I'm trying to tell you, then you and I are not going to have this conversation. And just don't throw your 2 cents in if you don't know what you're talking about. But that's not what I'm saying at all. I have never said that anybody who gets a physical has cancer or is a cancer patient. What I'm saying is the examinations with that physical match those that I've had done with a cancer checkup. So to me, it's all familiar territory. It's all the same thing to me. So I think I've explained that more times than I really wanted to. And I did that a couple weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. I actually explained this publicly. I tried to explain it on Facebook, but I'm not sure that people understand English. I don't know what the deal is. It does get frustrating after a while when you're trying to explain something as simple as that and people don't get it. They don't understand. I was just checking my messenger here. Yeah. Someone that I talked to. But anyway, so that's what's up with that. I have to reapply for a primary care physician. That's what a PCP is, by the way. No, I don't do drugs. But that's what PCP stands for. As a reminder, chat logs are open. I'll be here until 4:00. After I'm done here, I got some other things I got to do. I'm going to prepare supper tonight. I felt like spaghetti and garlic toast, which sounds pretty good to me. So I went uptown today. I had gotten the things I needed from Frank's Supermarket, and I went to Dollar General, got some pop and soda for those of you who aren't from the Midwest and you call everything soda or Coke. I got pop. Here in Michigan, in this part of the world, it's called pop. So I got some Pepsi because they were 3 for $5. The 2 liters were 3 for $5 at Dollar General, so I picked up 3 of those. I got some salad because I love salad. But tonight I think we're going to have spaghetti and garlic toast for supper, which sounds pretty damn good to me. And there's some other things I got to do. But Amy, how was your week last week?
All right. I talked to my counselor. I think it's the 8th or the 9th of this month. Over the phone.
Yeah.
Is what I'm doing, because you never know what the weather's going to be like.
This weather has been something else.
How we may end up being stranded. So I figured, okay, over the phone counseling would be great for me for right now.
Right. That's fine. But anyway, yeah, so this week, I'm not sure what's happening this week. Yesterday was my brother Jay's birthday. He turned 43. My brother Wayne turned 46 on February 28th. My Uncle Danny turned 66 on March 2nd. And my birthday is not until July. I don't know. I'm too far out from my birthday to really even care to know what's gonna happen on my birthday. I might just sit home. I'm gonna be 37. And this is something else that kind of gets to me is that I have friends who are in their 40s or they're just getting close to 50 and they say, "Oh, I'm so old." Look, first of all, you're only as old as you feel. And secondly, if you live to be 80 and 90 years old, you're going to wish to hell you were still in your 40s or at least 50. I'm going to be 37. I'll be 40 in a few years.
Yeah, but you're already starting to feel it.
But I'm not old.
No.
I'm not old. I'm still young.
See, and that's like me. I'm 50 and I've been feeling it since I was in my 40s.
I mean, you're only as old as you feel. And I mean, I'm going to be 40 in a few years. I'm still going to be young. I'm not old.
No.
I'm the only thing that we can say is that we're older than we were.
I'm 65 years young.
But yeah, make sure that water don't overflow. He's got to let the cat out. The cat's out the bag and out the door. But he is a good cat. But anyway, it's my dad is 65. He's going to be 65 in April. My mom will be 61 in October. You're not old. That's still young. I mean, yeah, you're getting up there in age a little bit, but you're not old. These people who are in their 40s, 30s and 40s whining because they're old. Give me a fucking break. You're young. Just wait until you get to be in your 80s and 90s if you live that long. You're going to wish you were 45 years younger again. I don't know. People make big deals out of things like that. But just be thankful that you get to grow old because a lot of people don't. You know, a lot of people, they have health issues or they die tragically, unexpectedly, like car accidents or being murdered, suicide, things like that. That's a prevalent issue, especially suicide. It is just a very prevalent issue. So if you make it to live as long as you do, just, be thankful, be grateful for that. And suicide is nothing to take lightly. I've lost a lot of friends and people I've known for years to suicide. They just couldn't hack it anymore. And they think the best way to do that is to end it. Well, I don't encourage suicide. I don't encourage people to hurt themselves or each other. But tomorrow is another day, and I'm always in a constant search for tomorrow. And, speaking of tomorrow's Monday. I don't know what's going on tomorrow. Oh, he's been talking about Billy's. Yeah, I haven't been out there in a couple weeks. I'm just preparing, like I had to take Mom to Ann Arbor last week, and I wanted to make sure that I had the money for that. But yeah, there's so much going on. There's so much going on, and most days I don't know if I'm coming or going because of all the shit going on in my life, and I'll come back and say that, yeah, I'm just really worried about my mom. I'm scared. I don't want to see my mom go through things like that, but I'm also afraid that I don't want to lose my mom anytime soon. I think that's the biggest thing. I am afraid of losing my parents so young. And yes, my mom is 60 years old. She's still young. I don't want to lose anybody else. I've lost a lot of people. Like on my dad's aunts and uncles, there's only 2 of them left on the Perkins side. And, I lost grandpa back in May of last year. And all my mom's brothers and sisters are gone now. And I'm just it scares me to death. It really and truly scares me to death. Death scares me to death. Well, with other people. I'm not afraid of it personally, but I fear the mortality of other people over my own. And it's weird when people ask me what my opinions are on death and dying, and am I afraid of death and this, that, and the other. And I used to be afraid of death. I used to have this weird just feeling like, what, being 17 years old, am I going to die young? What's going to happen? I'm afraid to go to sleep because I might not wake up, kind of a thing. I used to get really scared and terrified of that when I was a teenager. But again, I'm going to be 37 in July. I'm at the point now where, the older I get, I know it's going to happen. I know it's coming. There's nothing I can do to stop it. But if I waste my entire life worrying about that, I'm never going to live. I might as well already be dead because I'm not living. So the fear of death just puts the focus more on living. I want to get out and do things and see things and meet people that I've been wanting to meet for ages now. I'm planning road trips and I want to travel. I want to do so much. I want to get so much done this year, next year, the years to come. I want to meet people and chill with people for, a while, maybe a weekend or whatever. We can, shoot the shit and hang out. There's so many people who want to meet me, and I want to meet them just as much, if not more. So knowing that I'm not going to live forever while I'm, passing through the universe, so to speak, I want to make sure that I meet as many people as I can. I want to broaden the horizons. I want to meet as many people as I can. And I want to have as much fun as I can with those people, and to create memories and to have fun and to make it worth the while of going to meet people. I'm not going to say where I'm going, but there are just so many people who want to meet me as much as I want to meet them. I probably want to meet them more because I love them that much, and I want to see them, and I want to spend time with them and share those moments, those unspoken moments, or just the time that we have, which stays between us and we don't have to share it with the world. Um, that's what I look forward to, and that's what I live for. Um, I'm not really a concert goer kind of a person, but there are some people that I would love to see in concert, like a country music legend, like Dwight Yoakam came to Saginaw one Sunday night, and we didn't have the money for tickets, and I was pissed because I love Dwight Yoakam. I grew up listening to Dwight Yoakam. I would have loved to have went to that concert when he came to Saginaw to the Dow Event Center. We missed it. And Dan Richards, my buddy Dan Richards, he was pissed because he had to work that night. And he's like, I wanted to go so bad and I couldn't because I had to work. And yeah, it's like you couldn't have found someone to cover for you, Nope. So what he did is he dedicated that Sunday flashback that night to Dwight Yoakam, all of his music. And I think he played like 2 or 3 songs per hour or something like that. I don't know. I don't even remember how he did it, but he made sure that all of Dwight's hits were being played. But yeah, I'm not much of a concert goer, but there are some people I'd like to see. I wouldn't mind seeing them in person performing. But back to what I was saying about seeing people, friends, absolutely. I want to, make as many memories as I can. It's going to be a great time when I do meet these people finally after all these years. And I just hope that, they're going to be happy to see me. I hope that they're going to welcome me with open arms, and, they don't let other people dictate or to make opinions, or they don't let the opinions of other people dictate, because that's happened to me more than enough times. Like when I went down to, Louisiana, right? I was already in the front seat of my friend's car. We were just cruising through Louisiana. And at the time, one of my haters had messaged my friend that I was staying with, and they're like, "Oh, watch that Jared Fuller." And she showed me her phone. She says, "Look at this message I just got." And I read it, and it was, "Beware of Jared Fuller." And I'm sitting in the front seat, literally sitting in the front seat of my friend's fucking car, and they're sending her messages, beware of Jared Fuller. We look at each other and laugh our asses off. It's like, what is there to beware of? I'm still trying to figure that out. And she says, you know what? Fuck them. Let's just go have fun. And we did. We had a blast. We went and had ice cream and we went to a restaurant. We went to dinner. It was just great. It was so much fun. And they spoiled the living shit out of me. They did. And I wasn't expecting them to do that. The thing is when I visit with people, I don't expect to be spoiled or, to be treated like royalty. I'm there to visit, and I'm there just to have those moments with people that I love and care about. That's really all it is. I don't expect anything when I show up. It's like I visit friends in the Upper Peninsula. I'm not expecting them to spoil me or to shower me with gifts. Spending time with them for me is gift enough. That's why when I visit with people, I make sure I've got money on me. That way I can buy a souvenir, or if I want to get them something nice, I can. I don't expect them to give me anything. I got the love and the friendship. That's enough for me. That's all I need. That's untouchable. I mean, that's in my heart. Nobody can get that. And I think that's that I try to remind people of that too on Facebook. I keep telling them it's not what you can give, that the inanimate objects are just that. But the love that they have in their heart for you and how you make them feel, that's what's important. It's got nothing to do with giving money or gifting them with something. Yeah, gifts are nice. You want to get something nice for someone. Yeah, you think about them and you want to give them something nice. But at the end of the day, it comes back to I have the love and the friendship and the trust, and all of that is earned. I don't have to buy love and friendship. Every friend I have, even on Facebook right now, all the friends I have, all of those relationships have been earned. I don't have to buy their love and affection. We have conversations. They get to know me. I get to know them. And that's just the way it is. People are free to come and leave as they please. I mean, if I get blocked and deleted, my attitude now is, oh, fucking well. I guess you weren't meant to stay in my life. We weren't meant for each other. So go piss off, go fuck off into purple oblivion, and I'll continue to live my life and focus on the people who truly matter. And that's where my mind is now. And to the people who have tried to tear me down, well, they failed. Because the harder you push, the stronger I get. And I think Dad and Amy kind of noticed that over the years. The more you try to take me down, the stronger I get. And the more, I guess you could say, the more fierce I am at fighting back, because I am just a no bullshit, a zero tolerance kind of a guy when it comes to being dishonest and trying to manipulate people. I'm just, that is a no-go for me. But every friendship I have now and I've had before and I continue to have, those friendships were just earned because we have something in common, or we can carry on in conversation. And I think the world of my friends and people that I consider family. Like last week, I was talking to my friend Riley. My friend Riley had come into my chat log, and he just wanted to pop on long enough to say, "Hey, Jer Bear, how's it going?" And it's going. I'm hanging in there. And then at the end of the last thing he said to me, he says, "Love you, buddy." And I said, "I love you more." And that is an earned friendship. We're at that level where we, like a brother thing, we tell each other we love each other, and we'll talk soon. We'll chat later. I am friends with lots of people from all over. So, and hey, I don't have a criminal record. I don't have a rap sheet. That's got to account for something, right? I would like to think so. I tried something last week, Amy. I just for shits and giggles. I mean, to me, it's no big deal, but I tried to get my account verified on Facebook with the blue check mark, just just for shits and giggles. I mean, I really wasn't even trying. And I put the link to my YouTube channel into the what I'm known for or whatever. And I included a copy of my driver's license. I went through all the whatever, and it said that I don't qualify for account registration or account verification, and then I have to try again in 30 days. So it's like, okay. So what I've noticed on Facebook, and by the way, like I said, I can't stress it enough. To me, that check mark don't mean shit to me, just for a laugh. But I noticed that, because a blue check mark is meant to verify a public figure or a celebrity or what have you. Well, I guess I'm kind of a public figure in a way, pseudo public figure, not 100%. There are people who have the blue check marks next to their names, and they're not anywhere near being a public figure. They're not celebrities, and they've got blue check marks next to their names on Facebook. It's like, what the fuck? What are you doing with a verification badge, And I know lots of people in the entertainment industry who should easily have the verification check next to their name, and they don't. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that the people who in question who are like acting and all that stuff, a lot of them are minors. So they can't, you know, they don't have a driver's license, obviously, so they can't follow or complete that process of uh, you know, registering for the verification badge because they don't have a driver's license and they're minors. So I think that's what's holding them back. But the parents could just as easily say, "Hey, my kid is an actor. They are well-known figures. They're seen all over the world. They should easily get that blue check mark next to their name, but they don't." Um, and like I said, I don't even give a fuck if my account ever gets verified. I mean, who cares? It's me. I mean, that's why I provide a link to my Facebook from my YouTube channel here. So if anybody really and truly wants to check out my Facebook, they can. If they are, of course, you got to be signed into Facebook first, your account. But then, like, if you wanted to check out my Facebook, you can. You just follow the link on the home screen or in the About tab section of this channel, and it'll take you right to my Facebook. But I don't have the check next to my name. I don't have the verification badge. Like, who fucking cares? It doesn't mean that I'm any less Jared Fuller than I was a week ago or a month ago or a year ago. I think that's mainly just a vanity thing, if anything at all. Although I do have people, and I've had people in the past pretend to be me. And I've had issues where people have said that I died. Well, apparently I didn't, not yet. But it's just people being stupid and careless. But that blue check mark, I mean, I guess I take that back. It's a white check instead of a blue badge, and it just verifies that the person is authentic and it's really them. Maybe one day Facebook will actually recognize me as a public figure, quote unquote, and I might get the blue check next to my name. But if I don't, it's not going to matter either way. Because like I said, I'm no less Jared Fuller today than I was yesterday or the week before. Yeah, it's still me. And I don't have Instagram. I don't have Twitter. I don't have TikTok. I don't have Snapchat. I don't have, I mean, fuck, look at all the different social media platforms now. I don't even have MySpace anymore. And MySpace was the very first social media that I've ever had. Yeah, MySpace. I don't even know if MySpace is still up anymore. Or if it is, they've really changed it. But I don't bother with that anymore. Just YouTube and Facebook. That's it. I don't have anything else. No Twitter, nothing. And, when people have tried to make fake accounts, like on Instagram, they've tried to pretend to be me and, try to put out a false perception of who I really am. And I saw the account. And by the way, that account was taken down because I had a lot of people look into it. I had a lot of people report it. And I had even sent a copy of my driver's license to verify that that is not me. And it was bye bye fake Instagram. So I don't have Instagram. I don't have TikTok. I don't have any other social media platform, just YouTube, just this, and Facebook, which I swore I'd never go back to Facebook again. But
Yeah, you swore one. God damn it.
well, I've been
Good.
I've been on and off Facebook for the last 13 years, and I remember saying that I would never come back to Facebook again.
Bunch
And
of friends.
and then, well, I wanted just Messenger. And then I realized that, when I started, the friend requests started to roll in by the dozens, and it's like, holy shit, I guess I have an account. I might as well go through and accept all these friends again. Okay. Okay. Not a big deal. So I did. I accepted all the friends requests, and now I'm back on Facebook. So, um, yeah, I just thought I'd try just to see if Facebook would actually legitimize by putting the verification badge, the check mark next to my name. I don't meet the criterion, so therefore I have to wait 30 days to try again.
Watching you today.
Huh?
Ain't nobody watching you.
Well, there's no one in the chat log. Yeah, which makes it kind of easier for me because I don't have to deal with idiots coming in. But I like to give that option for people to come in.
Nice when your friends come in though.
Well, there's one person watching.
Oh, yeah, one idiot.
I'm looking around.
Sorry, Amy.
Maybe it's just me. I'm watching myself. I don't know. Could be. I'm wearing my Mountaineers football shirt today. I got this from up north, Iron Mountain. And those are the friends that I'm talking about, my friends in Iron Mountain, Michigan. I love them dearly. Good people. The fact that they always, they welcome me into their house with open arms, and I always ask them, is it okay if I come up for a weekend? Or, I don't want to, if you guys have plans, I don't want to be an intruder. I don't want to, I mean, if you have plans going on, just let me know. And no, you're free. Yeah, come on up, man. We'll be home. Okay. I'm on my way. And it's always a great time. We go to, we go to restaurants, like there's a bar in Iron Mountain. I forget the name of it, but we were all sitting there eating pizza and drinking beer, and it's a sports bar, so they got like Tom Izzo stuff and Spartans and all that stuff. So that was nice, but I always have a great time. And speaking of Spartans, I can't believe I forgot to mention this. I was in East Lansing this past week, and I had driven by Berkey Hall. I was on Grand River, and you hear about these things happening on TV all the time, mass shootings. We hear about it a lot, and it's happening. It's more synonymous now in our culture than it's ever been in years past, ever. And when you hear about it, it's like, oh, now where? It's another shooting. Now where? But I was in East Lansing. I was on campus. And I got to tell you, when I saw the banners and the flowers and the balloons and the streamers and the big green letters that says our campus, I felt sick, because it's not just because I'm familiar with Lansing. I know the area like the back of my hand. I never get lost when I'm in Lansing. I know exactly where I am at all times. But knowing that this kind of bullshit happened only an hour away from my home, I felt the same way when it happened in Oxford. I've never been to Oxford in my life, but that might change. But in an area that I am very much familiar with, Lansing and East Lansing, oh yeah, part of my life is there. Driving through there on Grand River Avenue was heart-wrenching. I felt sick. And I had written a poem for the Sparties. I had sent it to the Michigan State University Facebook page. I sent a copy of it to WKAR, which is University Television and Radio. I don't know if they wanted me to read it on the air or what they're going to do with it. I have no idea. I don't know if they published it anywhere. I'm not sure. But I had written a poem for them. It's called Spartan Strong. And I just wanted to say my piece because I'm very familiar with that area. And when I was down there, the atmosphere was totally different. It didn't even feel like East Lansing. And it did make me sick to my stomach. I just, I had driven around campus. I was on Farm Lane and Conrad and Bogue and all the, the side streets, Bailey Street or Bailey Road or whatever they call it. But I was mainly on Grand River, which is a main artery, quote unquote, that takes you from Lansing to East Lansing, takes you to Grand Ledge, actually, if you go that way. And there, college students were everywhere. They were walking, getting to where they needed to go, doing what they had to do, which to me, I kind of felt relief seeing the fact that so many students and staff and faculty members were trying to get back some normalcy after tragedy, and seeing everybody walk the grounds of campus it was kind of a relief because they did not let that stop them or deter them from living their life and getting back to normal. That to me is a sign of strength and courage, unprecedented. And I think that's what inspired me to write the poem. It's because after having driven around campus and seeing everybody, it kind of gave me some hope. So that's why I had written the poem. Like I said, I don't know if they wanted me to come down to recite the poem on the radio or what they wanted me to do, but I did send a copy because it's about them. It's a poem about Michigan State University. And if I'm writing a poem about someone, yes, I want them to see what I had written. Much in the same way I write for cancer warriors and kids on the autism spectrum and all that stuff. And, not just those two, but as examples, I write to everybody, or write poems about everybody. So I wanted to make sure that MSU knew. And I mean, they were no exception. I wanted to make sure that they knew that I had written this poem, and I dedicated that poem to those lives who were taken. I even write it in the poem. I mentioned their names in the poem, and I said, this poem is for you. And so I wanted to make sure that I said my piece about it, and I offered my love and empathy to those people who were affected by the tragedy. It's very eerie, and it leaves a very disgusting feeling in my stomach, even now just talking about it, because I know what happened down here. Like I said, you can listen to this kind of stuff, and we do almost daily. We hear about this on the local news, on the national news. It's synonymous in our culture, sadly. But when you are in the area where it occurred, that's when things get very, very real. In Texas, in Uvalde, Texas, where that shooting occurred, my dad's stepsister lives only blocks from Uvalde School, where the shooting happened. She said she had helicopters flying over her house constantly because of the shit that went down there. It's very, very real. And if you've never been in an area where things like this happen. I'm just preparing you for that feeling. It's a feeling of disgust and anger, and all you can think to yourself is, why did this happen? I know that there's conversations, there's talks about mental health awareness, which there should be a lot of awareness raised to mental health. We got to talk about gun control. There's so many things that this country still needs to work on. And your thoughts and prayers have done zip for the situation. I'm not just saying this from an atheist point of view. I'm saying this from a point of view of rationalism. Your thoughts and prayers do this much for the situation. That's got to change, and it's got to stop. Your thoughts and prayers don't mean jack shit. What really matters is that we actually do something. We're actually proactive and physically doing something to put an end to things like this from happening. And it's really sad. It's a shame that things like this happen, because nobody wants to go to school in fear of their life and thinking that, am I going to die today? No parent ever sends their kid to school and say, well, if you come home tonight, this is what we're going to do. Or I might see you later. I hope I'll see you later. No parent ever says that to their kid. No parent, not that I'm aware of. The shit's got to stop. It's got to change. I don't have the answer. And I guess that's all I had to say about that. But it does leave a very sick feeling in your stomach. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to add. I think I've spoken my piece. We are down to the final, I'd say, about 3 minutes of the show. That hour goes by so fast. Was there anything you guys wanted to say before we wrap this up?
Not really. For me, just peace out, be safe.
Amy says peace out and be safe. She probably talks low where you can't hear her voice on the mic. Yeah, just kind of speak up.
Honey,
Dad, we're
any
gonna
last words?
we're gonna say goodbye here in a few minutes, so speak now or forever hold your dishwater.
Bye.
That's all you gotta say?
Yep.
Okay. That's all Dad has to say is bye. He's doing the dishes right now, and after I get done here, I got some other things I gotta attend to, and then I'll be preparing supper. But this week things are difficult for me right now. There's a lot going on in my life, and I'm trying to make the best of a bad situation. I think about my mom every day, and I'm hoping that things work out for her. There's no guarantees, but I'm hopeful. And, I know how harsh chemo and radiation is. I'm very much aware of the severity of that. And all I can do is hope for the best. That's all I can do. I'm going to try to get through this week hopeful and with a positive attitude. And I'm going to try to do whatever I have to do to get through the day. I'm going to talk with my mom as much as I can. She wants me to come up so she can prepare a dinner. I'm going to try to do something. I'm going to be as positive as I can be this week. And I'm just going to do what I got to do. It's a shitty set of circumstances. And I wish my mom didn't have to go through this. Especially when, after 34 years of me being a survivor, now I have to watch one of my parents go against the very thing that I had to go through and they had to watch. So now the tables have turned. The roles have reversed. And, I'm really just afraid. But I'm also hopeful that things are going to work. So, I guess that's going to conclude this week's Sunday video update. My name is Jared Fuller, aka the Jared Bear. I'll be here next week, so make sure you stop by, say hello in chat, or send me a friend request on Facebook. You will be vetted before I accept your friend request. But much love. Have a great day and have a great week. I'll see you. Take care.